This tool helps you screen papers faster by comparing each title and abstract against your review criteria before you spend time reading full text. One common problem in systematic reviews is that researchers spend too much time reading papers that should have been excluded early. A title or abstract may show that the study has the wrong population, wrong intervention, wrong comparator, wrong outcome, or wrong study design. If I do not screen carefully at this stage, I may waste time later reviewing full texts that were never a good fit. In this video, I'm going to show the title and abstract screening stage inside Cited Evidence. This is where the tool helps decide which records should move forward based on the information available in the title and abstract. On the screen, I can see a paper record with source information on the left, the abstract in the middle, and eligibility decisions across different criteria. The example paper is about movement, posture, and low back pain. It comes from PubMed, has author information, publication year, journal information, and citation count. In the abstract column, I can read the study summary. This is where Cited Evidence looks at the available information and compares it to the criteria created earlier. Instead of only showing me the abstract, the tool also shows whether the record appears eligible or not eligible for different review components. I can see labels like included, eligible, and not eligible. These labels help me understand how the tool is interpreting the paper. For example, one part may be marked eligible because the study reports pain and activity limitation outcomes. Another part may be marked not eligible because the study design is a replicated single-case design and may not match the eligible comparative study designs. Another criterion may show that participants had persistent, disabling low back pain, which fits the population. This is useful because systematic review screening is not just about asking, "Is this paper about my topic?" That is too vague. A paper can be related to the topic but still not belong in the review. I need to ask more specific questions. Does it match the population? Does it use the right intervention? Does it include the right comparator? Does it report the outcomes I need? Does the study design fit my rules? Cited Evidence helps break those decisions into columns so I can see the reasoning more clearly. This makes screening more organized than simply reading a long list of abstracts and trying to remember every rule. On the right side, I can still see the research question. This is important because I always want to connect the screening decision back to the actual review question. In this example, the research question is about adults with chronic lower back pain and telehealth-based physiotherapy compared with usual in-person care. So if a paper is about low back pain but not telehealth, it may be related but not eligible. If a paper is about physiotherapy but does not compare with usual care, it may not fully match. If a paper reports pain but has the wrong design, it may still be excluded. I can also see the sources and filters on the right side. The sources include PubMed, OpenAlex, Archive, Semantic Scholar, and clinicaltrials.gov. The selection filters show date, any minimum citations, 0, and abstract required, yes. This reminds me how the current set of records was created. AI can help organize and suggest decisions, but a reviewer still needs to verify anything uncertain. This is one of the most important points in the whole workflow. Cited Evidence can support screening, but I should not blindly accept every decision. I still need to check the abstract, read the eligibility notes, and make sure the decision makes sense. If the tool marks something as included, I should understand why. If it marks something as not eligible, I should check whether the reason is valid. The screening table helps me do that. Instead of giving me only a yes or no decision, it shows which criteria were met and which criteria were not met. That makes the process more transparent. This stage also helps reduce the number of papers before full-text screening. In the earlier stage, 65 papers were ready for screening. After title and abstract screening, that means some records were removed because they did not match the criteria at the abstract level. This is exactly how a systematic review should work. I start broad, then gradually narrow the evidence. So in this video, I showed how Cited Evidence helps with title and abstract screening. The tool displays the paper information, abstract, eligibility decisions, and criteria-level reasoning. It helps me see which studies may belong in the review and which ones should not move forward. The key idea is this: title and abstract screening is where the review starts making real inclusion decisions. It saves time by removing studies that clearly do not match the review before I move into full-text screening. Next, I will show the full-text screening stage, where the included papers are checked more deeply using the abstract or full text.